In the villages of Nagaland, a tragic legend is told of two young people whose love defied the rules and traditions that surrounded them. Jina and Etiben, two souls destined to be together, but separated by the expectations of their families and communities. In a land where family rules are unbreakable, their forbidden love led to a tragedy that still echoes through the hills and valleys. This is the story of Jina and Etiben, the love that broke all the rules. Today we will tell you the legend of Jina and Etiben, two young lovers from different families who fell deeply in love, but their love was doomed from the start. Despite warnings from their families and the strict rules of their village, Jina and Etiben fought to be together, defying societal norms. However, this forbidden love led them to a tragic end that the people of Nagaland still remember. In Naga culture, families hold a powerful influence over marriages and relationships. Young people don't just marry for love, they must follow the decisions of their parents and the norms of their community. In this context, forbidden unions are not only frowned upon, but can bring devastating consequences. Jina and Etiben defied these ancient customs, which led them to an inevitably tragic fate. Jina, a brave and hard-working young man, and Etiben, a young woman from a noble and respected family, met at a local celebration. From the very first moment, their hearts connected in a way that neither they nor their families could control. However, their love was immediately rejected as they both came from rival families. Etiben's family in particular strongly disapproved of the relationship, wanting her to marry a wealthy young man from another village. But Jina and Etiben were determined to fight for their love, despite the warnings from their loved ones. Over time, Jina and Etiben began meeting in secret, hiding from the watchful eyes of their families. They would meet in the hills near their village, where they shared their dreams and promises of eternal love. But as their love grew deeper, so did the tension at home. Etiben's family discovered their meetings and decided that the only way to separate the lovers was to force her to marry the wealthy young man they had chosen for her. At the same time, Jina planned to run away with Etiben and start a new life far from the pressures of their families. The day of the forced marriage arrived, and Etiben was made to dress as a bride, prepared to marry someone she didn't love. Meanwhile, Jina waited at the spot where they had planned to meet to escape together. When Etiben didn't show up, Jina decided to find her. He arrived at the ceremony just as Etiben was about to be handed over to the other man. In a moment of courage and desperation, Jina interrupted the wedding, declaring his love for Etiben in front of everyone. The villagers were horrified by Jina's boldness. Enraged, the men of the village attacked the two lovers. Jina and Etiben were brutally torn apart by the forces of their families and community. Despite the violence and pain, their hands clung to each other until the very end. Their families, blinded by hatred and pride, didn't realize that they were destroying two souls destined to be together. In a final act of love, Etiben begged Jina to let her go, but Jina refused, choosing to die with her rather than live without her. Both lost their lives on that tragic afternoon, sealing their fate as one of the most heartbreaking love stories in Nagaland's history. The legend of Jina and Etiben teaches us that true love cannot be controlled by societal rules or family expectations. Despite the obstacles, they chose love until the end, knowing it would cost them their lives. In Naga culture, this story serves as a reminder that forbidden love can be powerful, but also dangerous, and that decisions made out of pride and selfishness can lead to tragic consequences. It is said that on quiet nights, the shadows of Jina and Etiben can be seen embracing on the hills where they used to meet in secret. Villagers still talk about their love, and a small monument was built in their honor at the place where they died, reminding everyone that their forbidden love will never be forgotten. If this story of forbidden love and sacrifice moved you, make sure to subscribe to our channel to hear more legends from Naga Folklore. Do you think love should defy the rules when the fate of two people is at stake? Let us know your opinion in the comments and join us for our next story.